The next reading is called The Election. It was time for the school elections. Each class was supposed to vote on who would represent it in the school congress. A committee was formed of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Its job was to choose the best voting process. Everyone had ideas about how the voting should be done. Anton, a 5th grader, thought everyone should fill out a ballot. The voting station would be in the school cafeteria. At lunch, each student should write a candidate's name on a piece of paper and put it into a box. Then the votes would be counted. Nisha, a 4th grader, thought that each class should vote for a representative. Then each grade would vote for those winners to select a representative for each grade. Scotty, a 3rd grader, thought that each grade should have an assembly to choose its representative. Someone would call out a candidate's name. Then students would raise their hands if they wanted that person to represent them. The person who got the most hands raised would be the winner. The students went round and round about what they should do. Finally, they asked the teacher for her thoughts. "We're having a hard time agreeing on the voting process for the election," they said to the teacher. "Why not vote on it?" asked Mrs. Hanson. All right. Now we are going to go through the questions. The first one says, the election committee had several ideas for the voting process. Circle similarities between the voting suggestions. So you're going to go back to the text and see each person's ideas about the voting process and circle what they have in common. The next one says, write two sentences about the differences between the voting processes. Why do you think each student chose his or her method of voting? And you can either discuss this out loud, just say your answer out loud, or you can write it on here. The next question says, when the committee asked the teacher for help, what questions might she have asked the committee to help it reach a decision? Circle the questions she asked the committee in the selection, and then write 2 questions she might have asked. The next one says, why do you think the teacher resolved the situation the way she did? Write 2 to 3 sentences explaining her reasoning. Again, you can say this out loud or you can write it on the paper. The next question says, circle an opinion held by one of the students. Give 1 reason that explains why that method of voting would work well. The last question says, give 1 reason that explains why the method of voting would not work well.